What is going on? Sourdough Squad. Let's go. You know the vibes. We got film today. We got actual tape. Not just me talking the whole time. We are going to watch tape. We are going to break it down. And we are going to get into it all because I'm going to tell you right now. I'll tell you right now. That tape was freaking fun to watch. So far I've gotten through the entire offense, all the offensive plays, everything. I mean, chef's kiss. Beautiful. Kyle Shanahan was in his bag. The concepts that Mike McDaniels continues to draw up and develop in his bag. Kittle in his bag. Trent Williams in his bag. The entire offensive line in his bag. Tom Compton in his bag. One of the biggest developments that I was absolutely not anticipating from this film session. Tom Compton, balling, Elijah Mitchell, balling, Debo, Juszczyk, Nyuk, Jimmy. So this is going to be some fun tape to go through. I have multiple plays where I put a note called teach tape. And when you hear teach tape amongst evaluators, amongst coaches, amongst people who break it down, like it's clips that you should, like if I was an O-line coach, I would show these clips to my O-line and be like, see these concepts, see the technique, see what they're doing. This is what we are trying to emulate. There was a ton of that in this game against the Vikings. So we're going to break it all down and we're going to get into it. I'm really excited. Which players did you guys like during the game? Who did you see that really popped out to you on the offensive side? Because I want to see who you guys want to see, and then we'll try to kind of get everything working together. But first of all, welcome, Sourdough Squad. We see everyone. Yeah, he got his revenge against the Vikings. He did really, really well. Listen to my boy Jesus. Get those likes on this vid. Get this thing juiced up. Let's get the vibe going in here. Sourdough Squad is undefeated. So absolutely love that. I didn't know that. Happy heavenly birthday to Coach Bill Walsh. Absolutely. The legend, the GOAT. I did not know that. So 100%. Got to show respect to the GOAT. What's up, James? All right, let's get into this madness. Per usual, we'll probably get a couple more people to hop in later on down the road, but it is what it is. What's up, my guy? Oh, yeah, we're going to look at Debo. We're going to look at Juwan Jennings. We're going to look at it all. So let's get into it. Let me get the tape up here, and let's start breaking it down. I want to start with a specific play. One of my favorite plays of the game. Shocking. It's a blocking play. Oh, are you guys surprised? Are you guys surprised that one of my favorite plays from this game involves a lot of just nasty, gritty, beautiful blocking? Are you surprised? I doubt it. If this isn't your first time watching the channel, you're not surprised. If it is your first time, welcome. We lift up our blockers. And so we're excited to get into it. So we're going to start with some blocking, but we'll get into a lot of different things here today. We're going to get into Jimmy Garoppolo. We're going to get into some of the catches and the reads and how the scheme has kind of grown to start to manipulate what defense was trying to take away. I think that was one of the the awesome takeaways from this film session was the Vikings had a very clear plan to stop Jimmy Garoppolo and his passing game and what he was trying to accomplish. But they being the 49ers, Kyle Shanahan and Mike McDaniels had great counters to what they were trying to do to stop this team from passing. So we'll get into that in a little bit as well. But where is my Trent Williams Kittle wall? Let's start with the wall. I loved this play. And we're going to get into it right here. All right. So main focus of this particular play is we are watching our edge setters. We're watching George Kittle, and we are watching Trent Williams. Please enjoy. We'll watch it all the way through, and then we'll break it down step by step after that. So I want to show you guys why Kittle is so imperative to the success of this offense. And I think this play is really indicative of that. Because if we take a look at this play, it's basically George Kittle, Charlie Warner, and Trent Williams. And of course, Elijah Mitchell does all the work once he gets the ball in his hands. But let's start with Charlie, and then we'll work our way down. So with Charlie, you got him in motion. It's going to bump out the linebacker a bit. He is responsible for blocking out. So this exact angle that he's taking, bringing the hips around, getting his butt on the other side, this is beautiful. You see it creates the natural lane on the outside to allow Elijah Mitchell to run through. But watch this teamwork right here. The teamwork between George Kittle and Trent Williams, because what they're going to do right here is your typical double to backer concept in the blocking schemes that we run so often. But you're going to see how they work in tandem. Exactly. You split the man, eyes on linebackers, hand free, textbook. Absolutely textbook. Look who takes over the block. Then you get Trent Williams take over the block. You get the push, and this is how you peel to backer. And look what happens, though. Look what happens to all these bodies as a result. And then look at the wall that is created because of those two blockers. Then you have Elijah Mitchell hit the hole. You get a block out here by Debo. He gets a little bit more on that. It's still good play by Pete. So, he's doing a D-line move right here. He's got eyes in the backfield and sheds block once he bounces outside. So it's good play by Pat P. But the blocking here is just phenomenal. It's just phenomenal. Look at that. I mean, look at what happens as a result to these two, basically these three executing their blocking schemes. There's a reason why we don't see Ross Dwelley anymore. We were able to figure that out really quickly in the Arizona game. That Ross Dwelley is actually kind of a liability in the run game. That's why we don't see him anymore on the field. And we see Charlie Warner in 2 tight end sets now. But you can see basically what these two guys, obviously we understand what Warner's doing, but what these two guys do to everyone else, because when they get this block here, Lakin and his guy fall into Trent's guy. Then you have Kittle still helping on Lakin's guy to ensure Lakin's guy doesn't flow over. He's still got one eye on Kendricks here. Then he moves to Kendricks. Kittle blocked 3 people on this play. And look at where he finishes. This is Kendricks. Not Michael Kendricks, the other Kendricks, his brother. Still one of the better linebackers in the NFL, and he's just riding them out. So this play, I really, really like. I really, really like how they blocked it up front. Again, these two being a huge catalyst to why the 49ers offense was working and working well. Because you can see the damage that these two guys do. Like, look at these, like, bodies are on the ground. Like, people are falling. You get Brunskill getting his guy on the ground on the backside. Like, everyone's doing their work. Everyone's doing their job. Compton's not allowing him to cross his face. So everyone's doing their job. You get Elijah Mitchell to do the rest. So really, really like that. I want to show a play by Jimmy Garoppolo. So we'll go to Jimmy. We'll go to a good Jimmy. We all understand that Jimmy Garoppolo had a pretty tough opening series. Like, really, it was one of the uglier series that I've ever seen from Jimmy, and he's had some bad ones. So it was a pretty kind of disastrous situation to start. However, he really did bounce back. He bounced back pretty well. He bounced back pretty well. And specifically, what I want to look at here is I think this is a beautiful throw. Beautiful throw combined with the pocket awareness that we want to see from Jimmy Garoppolo, but we don't always see. This to me was good Jimmy. And I'll show you why. So we're gonna see, I believe who he wants to target initially is Debo Samuel. And you can see, so this is one of the tells that Jimmy gives. Typically, when he picks a side, you pick either the right or left based on the coverage and the matchups that you have. So based on what side he picks to throw to, typically he looks opposite direction because the whole point of what he's doing is he's trying to hold the opposite side safety away from his receivers making in breaking routes. So that's kind of my key, is that he wanted to go to Debo because you see his eyes immediately go to the right, which means he's setting up a pass to come back to the left. He does it all the time to the point where it's almost like you can kind of key on it in a sense of like when he's holding off safeties. But what I really like about this is I believe he wanted to hit Debo. If we look at the other angle, they have Debo pretty well covered. They have the initial taken away. This linebacker comes down on Kittle, but then you have Patrick Peterson and the safety just waiting. They're just waiting for him. They're waiting for him to come in. But what I really like about this, so obviously he moves off this read. He's trying to keep that safety at bay, or to get this safety to roll more, essentially roll that way more. And they don't do that. They stay tough onto Debo. So what I love, like I said, is how he comes off of it. And look at this pass right here from Jimmy Garoppolo. And we'll talk about the pocket awareness in a second, but that's a dime, guys. This is a dime. Like, and again, we're going to talk about the pressure that comes along with it. But under the circumstances, I love this play. Like, this is like, we don't see this from Jimmy very often. Like, and again, because you know the timing of the play when he gets uncomfortable. So watch the standard drop step right there. He wants to throw it that's the timing of the play. The ball should be out right here. Plant foot, see the front foot take a step forward. He's wanting to throw. That is the timing of this play. This play is meant for the ball to come out here. His read that he wants isn't open. He's not getting the look that he wants. And then you see his head scan. I think this little look right there, he's looking to see where his pressure is. He's looking to see where the pressure from the defensive line is coming, if it's coming. And I think he sees it and then comes back to Ayuk. See that? See the head movement, the pocket awareness? He knows he's going to get hit and lets it rip, and it's a dime. I mean, that's one where I'm looking at Ayuk like, come on, my boy. We got to catch that one. It's a hard catch, not easy, but Jimmy, look at where he put it. I mean, I like it. I mean, even if he was going to Debo, both would have been phenomenal. But now let's start talking about how we scheme and how Kyle Shanahan and Mike McDaniels scheme this open on the very next play using almost identical route concepts. So shout out Johnny Dells on YouTube. He was a guy who kind of, was identifying some of Ayuk's early struggles and all that kind of stuff early in the season. And one of the things that he kind of clued me onto is these deep, like, I don't know if they're like deep posts or deep crossers, but he clued me onto this thing. He said in his videos, he's like, the 49ers do this all the time. And what he's talking about is if you watch Ayuk, you watch Debo down here, they're going to stem up, and it's like a very deep crossing route. So watch Debo, watch Ayuk, watch how they stem up and come under. See how it's like this deep crosser? They do this quite a bit. It didn't work here, but watch the adjustment and what they do the very next play. So they don't get it here, right? It wasn't the exact look that they wanted, but we still got good pocket awareness and a great throw from Jimmy. That's a dime, in my opinion. Again, this is thrown with anticipation. Look at where the linebacker is right here. He has to throw this with anticipation to a spot. That's a beautiful throw. Okay, they don't get it. They don't get it. All right, Ayuk, we want to get that. Very next play. Kyle Shanahan, they know they had something there. So we're going to make this look a little bit different, and we'll show you how they made it look a little different. So they start out with the window dressing on this play. You get trips left, almost in like a bunch formation on the bottom of the screen. Then you get a motion from Juice. So now it's like a split formation. You got two on each side of the formation, and then they run the deep crossing route, right? So let's look at the next play. They didn't hit this one. Let's look at the next play. Okay, so this play, we don't have the window dressing, right? We see the formation. We see it's still kind of the similar concept. Two on the right, two on the left. They're not motioning into it. They're not, the formation is a little bit different, but for the most part, this is kind of how they finished the pre-movement of the previous play. Now let's watch again. Ayuk is in the same exact spot. Debo is in the same exact spot. Now watch the routes that both of them run. It's the same exact thing as the play before. The window dressing is different. It looks a little bit different, but it's the same concept. And they exploited the hole in the zone and were able to come back straight to it. So again, watch it again. We were talking about the deep crossing routes. Again, this is play calling. This is coach versus coach. This is what this is. This is like, okay, they are going to continue to sit on Debo. So rather than bringing Debo across, we're going to stem Debo up to basically clear these two defenders out of the zone, because they're using this underneath defender and they're using the safety to kind of clamp Ayuk in a sense, but they understand if Ayuk continues his progress, this zone is going to get vacated because this zone, I should say, it's going to get vacated because he has a zone to play. He has a zone to play, and he moves out of their zone. But the problem is Debo Samuel and what he requires takes both the guys out of the picture. And so this is, again, the game within the game. This is coaching versus coaching. This is Kyle. Look at Kyle, too. My favorite thing, too, about this is where Kyle is standing. Look at the ball is snapped on the 20. This to me feels like Kyle being Kyle. Like, look where he's standing and look where Ayuk goes out. Like, here's Kyle, here's Ayuk basically going out. And I kind of feel like Kyle's one of those guys, like, if he sees something and is trying to take advantage of something, he'll be like, the play should come right here. Or this will be an 80-yard touchdown, like we've heard from him all the time. I kind of feel like him standing right here at this point, based on, again, what they are attacking, feels kind of like Kyle, big sack Kyle, like, yeah, this is where the ball is going to go. I knew it was going to go here. Because, again, he saw something and they came right back to it. Again, here's the play before that didn't work. You see Debo go breaking in, and you see how these two defenders latch to him. And if Jimmy just had a little bit more time, you hit Brandon Ayuk in stride, that's damn near a touchdown. That's damn near a touchdown right there. So you see how Kyle said, you know what? We're going to do that exact same thing again. If you're going to give us the same coverage on the back end and do the same thing with Debo, this is how we're going to twist you up. We're going to draw you out of the zone, and we're just going to sit Ayuk down. Easy catch, let the boy do the rest. So love this, man. Absolutely love this. Elias says, how many times haven't we seen him? How many times haven't we seen him tell to refs something like, watch 85 get held. Oh, you're talking about like the wizardry of Kyle Shanahan. 100%. I know exactly what you're talking about. Exactly what you're talking about. It's them being able to see something, like knowing on this particular play, Kittle's going to run this route. The defense knows he's going to run this route, so he's going to hold him, and has been the trend in the game. This is the exact same thing. This is the exact same thing. This is him seeing it in real time and being like, you know what? If that's what you're going to do, we're going to come back right to you again and take advantage of it. So there's some of the coaching aspect of it. Again, Kyle Shanahan and Mike McDaniels have been in their bag lately. I'm telling you guys, they really, really have been. And it's been a lot of fun to watch. I'm going to go to another. Let's do. So I've talked about this a lot. I talk about how Kyle Shanahan and Mike McDaniel, again, all the people who wanted them fired, like, again, I get it. We were emotional. We were losing. We wanted it fixed. We wanted answers. We wanted things to be better. So people wanted these guys fired. But honestly, they're developing something that I've personally never studied. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like, I've been studying NFL film for 10 years like this. The way I'm doing this is my first year of doing it this in depth. But like, I've never seen the combination of power run and zone schemes mixed together. It's really it's it's interesting because this is an outside zone team. If you ever hear anyone talk about what are they? They're an outside zone team. I don't think they are. They're like an outside zone power team. It's crazy. Like, it's crazy. And so here you're going to get an example of a power concept, which is going to be basically either a trap or it's not a trap. It's a power, essentially, because you get the guard pulling out. You get a fake counter here. So what you see, they've been running these outside counters or these outside zones where they pull Brunskill and they pull one of these skill guys. It could be anyone. And we've broken it down on this channel quite a bit. But here you're going to see how they counter off of it. My counter is to this. Hopefully, next time they run this play, shout out to Jeff Wilson. I love Jeff Wilson. I would love to see this guy in this. They do this next game. I would love to see him be Kyle Juszczyk, and you'll see why. You'll see why here in a second. So these guys, this was the Nyuk hurdle. This was close, guys, to being a home run hitter, and I want to show you how close it was. And so we're gonna look at Jeff Wilson on this specific play right here to start, because Jeff Wilson, like we talked about, it's a mesh of this outside zone power concepts with counters off of it. So this is designed to look like the plays they have run time in and time again. This counter concept with a skill position and a guard. They do this all the time. It's one of the fascinating things that they've been developing. But here are the counters off of it. You see Jeff do the spin out. If Jeff Wilson gets by George Kittle's guy right here and does not end up on the ground, Jeff Wilson's guy is this guy. If we get a hat on hat right here, we get a great block by Compton. Look at Compton in space, my guys. Look at Tom Compton in space. Like, that's hard, man. I try to tell people this all the time. When you see big guys out in space like this, if they even get a hand on them, that's a good sign, because it's really hard to be a big guy to try and block someone who is exponentially more athletic than you are. It's honestly not fair, but it is what it is. And that's why I put a lot of emphasis into it. But you can see Jeff Wilson's track is to be the lead blocker in front of Ayuk. If Jeff Wilson is right here, Ayuk can set up a block. He can draw the defender into Wilson, cut it out. You get a great block by Compton here. This is a touchdown, guys. This is a touchdown that got left on the field, unfortunately, because Jeff Wilson slipped. That's why I said at the beginning of the play, if this was Kyle Juszczyk, I think this would have been a touchdown, because I don't, and nothing against Jeff. Everyone slips. He got hit by number 93. 93 really tried to mess him up. So we'll give Jeff the pass, but I really think Juice is able to work through that and is able to get the block right here. You see that? Where Ayuk now has to make a move in space. I think this is house call, because look at the blockers downfield. You've got Lakin aiming at Harrison. You've got Jawan Jennings. If this breaks, Jawan's turning upfield and block. This is a touchdown. This is a touchdown. So, but I love, again, it's the concepts. It's how they set up plays, how they counter off of them. They've been waiting for this one. They have been waiting for this one. This is one where they're just like, they're pissed about, like, in a sense. I mean, if I'm Kyle, I'm kind of upset because that was so, and not in a like an angry way, just like, man, that was close. Like, that one was close. It was still a positive play. It still came out really well again, but you see Jeff go down right here. Now imagine you have Jeff or Juice right about here, and this is all you have to do, and you get the block from Compton. And so what Juice or Jeff would have done is wall off 23, and you have a lane, and you got more blockers here. This would have been a house call. This would have been a house call, man. So, but I love the concept, is what the baseline of this particular play was. Again, it's showing their crazy like power counter game. Like, I don't even know what to call it. Like, that's why I keep saying over and over and over again. Why? Oh, look at the block from Jawan Jennings. I didn't even notice this. Look at Jawan right here on 59. Let me get it regular speed. Boop. Look at Jawan. Love it. I love it. I really do. So it wasn't Lincoln. It wasn't Lincoln because, like I said, 23 is Jeff Wilson's responsibility. If Lakin could get to Harrison, that's what we're talking about, or pick up any stuff going on the backside. This is the result. 23 is a result of Jeff Wilson falling. So if Jeff Wilson stays up, you see the numbers. It's a numbers game. They win that game. So absolutely love it, though. Look at Jawan, man. Jawan just rocking dudes. Boop. What's up, 59? Boop. Jawan is a great blocker. Absolutely great blocker. Let's see. I have teach tape at 10:07. What is 10:07? Why is this teach tape? Sometimes I have to remind myself. Teach tape, power run, but Debo. Yes. All right. Look at this angle here, guys. This O-line, you give O-line kudos right here. So what we're going to watch, I believe it is Lakin and Trent. So it is a power, looks like I believe a power. I believe Brunskill's going to pull. Yep. So you get Brunskill pulling, you get Compton sliding down and taking over for him. Everyone drops down a gap, essentially. You see how the entire offensive line down blocks. But this is designed. It's looking like it's supposed to be one of those outside counter plays, right? That we see all the time. This is an inside run. This is an inside run. and it's blocked to perfection, except Debo didn't hit it right and ended up bouncing outside. But I want to show you the Mack truck that you could run into this hole where it was designed to go. Unfortunately, Debo bounces it outside, but we're going to watch. Look at this right here. Like we talked about it. Debo unfortunately bounces outside right here, but this wall that is created like by these two, this is by design. This is a counter. Again, this is a game within the game. We just broke down how they did an end around off a very similar concept. Now we're seeing how this has been shown to be an outside run. This is an inside run. And they blocked it up phenomenal. We're going to get another look from the end zone angle to show you even more how beautiful these concepts are starting to come together and how they're able to manipulate it. Look at this hole. Look at this wall of meat. That's why it says teach tape. This, I couldn't remember why I said this was teach tape, but this is it. This is how you mix up defenses. This is how you completely destroy opposing defensive coordinators. You get, because typically this has been bouncing outside, and you see the adjustment from Trent Williams to, rather than block down, which he typically would on an outside run, he squares. Oh, this is, what is this? The play before? Yeah, this is the play before. So you see, squares it off. Nah, that's the wrong one. I went too far. Where the frick did it just go? Sorry, I just somehow skipped way too far ahead. What? Oh, it's 10-7. So I thought it was beautiful. I thought if Debo could have hit that cut right here and cut it inside, this is, because look, they're not blocking this to bounce outside. They're not blocking this to go outside. We're helping Seattle. I love that people say stuff like that to me when I'm breaking down tape. Like when I was breaking down Trent Williams, they're like, "Oh, don't give away his secrets." If you play in the NFL and you don't know how to watch tape and you have to go to YouTube for a guy with a red beard to listen to him about how the 49ers are absolutely changing the game in regards to scheme, what am I doing behind a camera? I should be a coach then. If I'm helping Seattle because they're incapable of breaking down the tape themselves, then I believe I'll be a coach then. Because if I'm helping another coaching staff to be able to watch tape, they don't deserve to be in the NFL. So I'm taking that as a compliment. I appreciate that. I appreciate that you believe that NFL personnel are watching my tape breakdowns to understand how to stop the 49ers. That actually is a big confidence boost and makes me feel really good about myself. But trust me, they are not watching my YouTube. They don't give two F's about the SF Niners YouTube. They're experts. The thing about experts is they don't go to other people for to talk about this. They do it themselves because they understand the concepts. It's freaking hilarious. I love it. Squirrel. Now I'm back. So again, the concepts, the counters off the concepts. This O-line, this Mike McDaniel's run game, Kyle and the way he's calling it up, guys, we're starting to see it mesh. We're starting to see it come together. Now, this was a miss. They're going to tell Debo, we got to cut it inside. This is where it's designed to go. It is not designed to bounce outside. You always have to read your puller. If Brunskill were to roll this block like we always talk about, then you're bouncing it outside. But you, as a running back, you have to read your puller. That's the puller tells you where to go. And so you can see he saw it too late. He saw it too late and he couldn't go back. And so he just had to kind of bounce it outside as best he could. And he gives a little smoke to Pat P there at the end. Pat P got smoked a little bit, man. Pat P got smoked a little bit this game. He did. It was fun to watch, though. No, you're good, my guy. You're good, my guy. I think it's hilarious. I think it's hilarious when again, no fault to you. I just think it's because you're not the first. People tell me like, dude, you're sharing all our secrets. Like these guys have this tape too. Like I'm not the only one breaking down tape. This is literally what coaches do. They sit in dark rooms and they watch plays over and over and over and over again. This is how coaches watch tape. So if NFL coaches aren't doing this, they probably shouldn't be in the NFL. So, but no, I thought it was funny. Let's watch the great blocking. Let's watch one of my favorite plays of the entire game. 22-23. Favorite play, was it this one? 22-23. No, it's not this one, but I believe it's the next one. We're going to watch this one first, actually. We're going to watch this one first. A bit of another squirrel. Kind of what I like about these film breakdowns. A little bit of a squirrel-esque type vibe to it. We just kind of flow where the tape takes us. So I believe with this one, my notes say, I kind of like reading my notes first because sometimes I just forget. And my notes say Trent Williams demolishes Harrison Smith front side play. And I know why I put front side play. So I'll set this up. The reason why I say front side play is because it's a run to the right. So front side play means this puts Trent as the front side blocker. This is the backside now. With Trent, we have talked about his signature move at length, right? We really have. We have talked about, and I think it's really cool too that what's his name, Baldy acknowledged it as his signature move, and I think that's hilarious. I don't think it's hilarious. I think it's cool because that I believe in my heart that started here. I've never seen anyone identify his backside cross chops. I've never seen anyone talk about it. So I like to think that we had that one first. So it's all good though. Shout out Baldy. Baldy's he's inspired me a ton on these film breakdowns. So shout out to Baldy, man. Baldy's a legend. So the fact that Baldy's calling it as a signature move just makes me feel better. Makes me feel like I'm doing something right. What is the play? I wanted to show you guys the backside move and then compare it to his front side move, but I don't have it super. All right, we're just gonna watch front side move. If you've been around, you know what the backside cross chop looks like. So we get a front side cross chop. We get a front side cross chop on Harrison Smith, one of the better safeties in the NFL, and Trent Williams just demolishes this dude. Like I haven't seen him do this year. I have not seen him do a front side cross chop like this. I have not seen him. He has been pulling these out typically only on the backside. I've watched every single rep from Trent Williams this year. He does not do front side cross chops, and he does it here. And look at how successful it is. And look at Harrison Smith, man. He's like beside himself. He just got completely ragdolled, and he wants to flag. He's like, someone please help me. What just happened to me? I just got jumped. It's like, you ever seen someone get knocked out and they think they got jumped, but in reality, they just got punched in the face. It's kind of like what he's doing right here. He's like, it just feels like he got jumped or something. But I absolutely love this. Again, you get the first, what Trent has to do is he has to, this is a very difficult block one-on-one. Having to have Lincoln Tomlinson try to reach block this, Like by himself, very difficult. So what Trent has to do is he has to be able to stay in phase to allow Lakin to create contact. Once Lakin creates contact, then he's off to the races because he's got to just give him enough. Always keep the outside arm free. You see, he tries to even grab at it. You always keep the outside arm free so you can peel. That's the peel. But on top of the peel, there it is. You see that little hand? There it is. See that? That's the cross chop. But it's not the left-handed cross chop. This is right hand. And he just brings that thing down. And so it's typical like we've seen from Trent Williams in the past. Again, look at the way this dude manipulates leverage. Like it's like a trigger to him. They show hands just like this is why I love Trent, because it is just like a defensive lineman. Defensive linemen do this. Defensive linemen do this. When you show hands as an offensive lineman, see that? Look who shows hands first. It's Harrison. Harrison shows hands, and just like an offensive lineman would show hands first, what does a D lineman do? They cross chop it. They hit. That's what initiates their counter moves. That's what initiates their moves. Offensive linemen show hands. D lineman's like, my move's coming. Like they just wait. They just wait till the O lineman put the hands out. You get the cross chops. You get the rips. You get everything. You get the swims. That's why they do it. But this is an offensive lineman. This is not a D lineman. This is an offensive lineman, guys. Like, this guy is an offensive lineman. Again, Harrison shows hands. This isn't a punch. This is not a punch. This is a pure manipulation by Trent, and he just completely ragdolls this guy. This is Harrison Smith, man. This is like all-pro safety. Like, this guy's good. This guy's a savage. Like, he's a good safety. And again, you just get Trent Williams ragdolling guys with defensive line moves. Again, the difference here, it's on the front side of a run. We do not typically see Trent Williams do this on the front side. This has been a backside move. So this is an evolution for Trent Williams. This is, again, Trent Williams doing something that only he is capable of doing. So I absolutely love it. It's pretty beautiful. It's pretty dang beautiful. Really like it. So then I believe the next play. Let's see is this the next play? No, that's the ragdoll. Shout out. You got to love the finish by Lakin. Get these dudes on the ground. Let's see what we got on this side. So the backside does a phenomenal job. Look at the way that these three corral those three, and they keep them all tidied up. If we could have got a little bit better block from Mack here, it's a hard block, man. Again, outside shade. He's gonna have to get his head around. He's got to reach block this. So it's a hard block. I would have loved to see Elijah hit outside more, because again, I want to show you why. You have blocking help. You have juice. So if you were to continue this path to the outside, again, these two guys are on the dirt. If Juszczyk needs to help here, that's fine. Come down and you get that block, and look at all the turf that Elijah would have had. So Elijah, although he had a better game, we still see a little bit of instances of, he's still not there. And that's the crazy part about it, is Elijah Mitchell at, I think, 133 rushing yards. He still has, we can see on tape how he can get better. If I'm a coach, I'm saying, dude, this is designed to go to the outside. Just keep taking it to the outside. You have Juice here. If Juice needs to get on 92, he's going to get on 92, because look at what you have. If he would have just kept riding this out to the outside, again, potential huge play, but still, he still finds a way to produce. I don't necessarily hate him getting north-south and just getting yards. He still gets a good gain out of it. But we've seen a couple plays where we could have gotten more. But it is what it is. This play, this is 100% true. Mitchell is absolutely still learning, but he's way ahead of Trey Sermon. So this is one of my favorite plays. I posted this to Twitter. I did a breakdown on it already, but we're gonna spend a little bit more time on it right now because that's what we do here, and this is a fantastic play. So before we get into it, though, we got a decent amount of people in here. So if you guys could do me a favor, you know what I'm gonna ask. You know what's coming. I'm a YouTuber now, so you have to deal with it. I just snorted. Gotta love it. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. I saw someone ask earlier about the hats. So I'm going to do it now. Get it out the way. You like the hat? Residency hat. You know the vibes. Official partners with Residency. There's the link. There's the promo code. Free shipping, discount off any order. Do it. Boom. There you go. Now let's get back to it. Thank you. I appreciate that. There's a like button on this video. There's a like button on the video. You like it. And it helps the algorithm. YouTube has a phenomenal algorithm that the more engagement, more likes, the more they share it with more people. So that's why we do that. But now that you guys are on the edge of your seats for my favorite play of the game, watch it. We're going to watch it all the way through. Let's watch it from both angles. You guys can use your eyes to see and do your evaluation, and then we'll bring it back and we'll go player by player. But enjoy. This is a phenomenal play. This play makes me so happy on so many different levels. So many. Like helps yeast grow. Like yeast we rise. Phenomenal. All right, we're gonna talk about why we love this place so much. We're gonna talk about why we love this place so freaking much. All right, let's get into it. I want to start from the other angle. I believe I want to start from this angle. So we're gonna go backside first. We're gonna go backside to front side. All right, we're going backside, front side. So these guys, these two particular, if they end up getting someone in the second level, that's a win. Oh, this was the one I was looking for. This is what I was looking for. We were talking about the front side play just a second ago. Let's go, Fatty Cow. Fatty Cow? I don't know, but I like the name. What? Oh. Man. The 49ers had a former assistant special teams coach, Stan Kwan, pass away. That's unfortunate. That just came across just now. I'm not familiar with Stan specifically, but that's terrible. Always sucks when 49ers family member goes down. Sorry, squirrel. But we gotta pay respects. Unfortunately, we had a former special teams assistant coach pass away. That's not fun. So condolences to him and his family. That's really unfortunate. All right, let's try to get back into this. Sorry. That was not the alert I was expecting to come through. So let me try to get back on track. So what I was talking about earlier is we were talking about the front side move that we saw from Trent. This was the play right before. Okay, remember this one? We talked about this at length. The front side club rip, right? The front side club rip. Very next play. Very next play, backside club rip. Same exact thing. This dude's a freaking animal, man. This dude is a freaking animal. Trent Williams, again, we just saw him. This is my first time seeing him do the basically club snatch on the front side of a run. This is what he typically does on the back side of a run. So this is back to back. This is back to back. Like putting bodies on the turf back to back. All right. So Trent Williams doing Trent Williams things, nothing new, right? Okay, let's go to Lakin. Look at Lakin. Look at this dog. Get him on the ground, my boy. Look at Lakin. That's a pancake. That is a pancake. Tall, stack, boom. Absolutely demolishes him. Boom. Bam. Absolutely love it. All right. What do we got next? We got Alex Mack. This one, we're going to get to Big Tommy in a sec. I don't know if you guys saw it earlier. I gave Tom Compton 3 game balls after I watched the tape. I gave him 3 because I am so phenomenal. I'm so impressed. I'm so impressed by Tom Compton. I slandered Tom, and he deserves an apology from me. And I'm sorry, Tom. I take everything back. I take it all back, Tom. You did fantastic. And we'll get to Tom in a second. But let's look at Alex Mack. Let's look at Alex Mack and how, again, I've talked about how what Trent is doing right here, these concepts. The concept is offensive lineman manipulating D lineman. That doesn't typically exist, and it's never existed in my world. I've only seen this occur from Trent Williams. But we've seen it now multiple weeks where Lakin is doing it. Brunskill has done it. Now look at Alex Mack. Now look at Alex Mack doing the same concept, manipulating defensive linemen. You see how easy 92 goes to the ground? This is some Trent Williams manipulation right here. Okay, you want to push your body into me? You want to fight me for that integrity, that gap integrity? Okay, go for it. I'm going to use your leverage against you. Here we go. And Mack takes him to the dirt. I freaking love it, man. This to me right here, that technique is because of this guy. These guys are watching this dude do this on tape consistently, and we're starting to see it transfer to the rest of the group. And in my opinion, that is the most exciting thing. Yeah, it's phenomenal that we have the best left tackle to ever exist or breathe, but the offensive line is a unit. It's a group. It's a team within the team. So all of them need to be good. All of them need to do their job. And so when you see guys like Alex Mack doing that, it makes me so happy. Makes me so happy. We'll get to Brunskill. Brunskill is his main goal here. He doesn't care about crossing this guy's face. He's trying to get to the second level and get to this guy right here. So what we were talking about earlier was, to me, this is as good as a block, because although like 23 is like, I don't want you to touch me. As an offensive lineman, we're like, thank you, because look at what happens as a result. Okay, run away from me. Run away from Brunskill. Just keep running. Just keep running. Just keep running. I think if Debo would have slowed this down just a little bit, I know he was eyeing the cutback, but obviously you had Pat P and these guys coming from the backside. He was eyeing the cutback. But you get a little bit, you just kind of gear it down right here, just a little gear down, and you just kind of sit in the hip pocket. You ride that thing out. But still, this is still beautiful. Nonetheless, we're saving Compton for last. Look at Brandon Nyuk, man. Brandon Nyuk doing his job. Look at Brandon Nyuk. setting the edge. Boink. Let's go, Brandon. Baller. Dude, Brandon has been so much fun to watch as of late. It was really hard to watch early, but as of late, this effort that he's showing, phenomenal. Beautiful. You get Juice right here, who gets just enough on Vigil to get Debo out in space. And then look at that boy, Tom Compton. Look at that boy, Tom Compton. Look at that boy, Tom Compton. This is the Tom Compton that I slandered. I was upset that they kept him on the active roster over other players. I apologize, Tom. I was wrong. I was absolutely wrong. I apologize to Kyle for questioning his roster construction ability, because Tom Compton is phenomenal. So good. He was great. I mean, he's not a world beater. He's not like, we understand, like, in the context of what he is. In the context of a journeyman offensive lineman backup, this is great. Like, again, that's Harrison Smith. This is a good safety. This guy's no slouch. This is one of the better players in our league. He's no slouch. So the fact Tom Compton's out in space, getting blocks like this is huge, man. And again, Jeff Wilson, you get Jeff Wilson block too. It's absolutely beautiful. One of my favorite things that I just noticed right now is look at Kyle Shanahan at the bottom of the screen. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Get hyped, Kyle. I'm hyped for Kyle. Like, I'm starting to see everything being executed, starting to see everything come together to the just like he's designed and tried to execute all year. Yeah, throw your hands up, Kyle. You deserve it, man. Especially after all the heat you got this year. Completely unreasonable, at least from a coaching play design standpoint. Like, this kind of game planning, I don't know. He's warranted some criticism, but he's back. He's back in his bag. He is 100% back in his bag. Speaking of Kyle Shanahan, Coach says, I just seen this. Coach says Robert Griffin III is writing a tell-all book about his time with the Washington football team. Oh, yeah, I agree. Coach says, I'm 100% positive he's going to blast Mike and Kyle. Of course. Of course he's going to blast two guys that wanted nothing to do with him. Of course he's going to. It's on record that Mike and Kyle Shanahan did not want RG3. That's why they drafted Kirk Cousins in the 3rd round to spite ownership, because they made them take RG3 to trade up all those assets to get RG3. And it's gonna be, I was thinking about that earlier. I was like, I might actually get that book. I want to read that, because that's gonna have a lot of Kyle and Mike stories for sure. For sure. So let's see. Where are we at? So that was my favorite play, because again, this is what, when everyone does their job, we've talked about on this channel how this team has been one block away, one read away from huge gains and huge plays, time and time again. We talk about it all the time, like non-stop. And what we're starting to see is we're starting to see them execute. We're starting to see them do their jobs. And with a right tackle that is a backup in his 3rd game, essentially, this is his first full start of this year, coming out, getting blocked. Harrison Smith, you got Brunskill working his tail off down the field. Again, I don't care if Brunskill didn't touch this dude for another 20 yards. That's a block in my book. That's a block in my book, because look at how far they went. Look at how far they went. So absolutely love the play. Love the play design. I love everything about it. It's just makes me happy. Makes me happy to see Kyle happy, man. Like, look at this guy. Yeah, throw him up. Kyle's hyped, man. Good for him. Good for him. Absolutely love it. What else should we watch? So I've been doing, obviously, you guys know the vibes. I do a lot of blocking stuff. I do a lot of focus on trench work. Do we want to see? We could show a couple. This one I just got done, right? About my rant about one block away. This play was one block away. If Kyle Juszczyk kind of slithered through, I mean, I get it. It's messy in here. If he was able to work through this with a little bit more, I don't want to say urgency, because you can kind of see he's kind of like trying to figure out his angle and where to go. He's kind of slowing down. If he just hit that hole and just hit it like with almost like the same speed of a running back, because you can see he doesn't really know who to block right here. He's not seeing the guy come open, but in fact, he's hiding in this hip pocket. So you can see if Kyle's able to identify that right away and move through this like with more urgency and emphasis. Again, look at Tom Compton. He's going to wall out this block and just ride it out. Like, this just worked out to 98's benefit. This is a great block, because if you get this block here, this hat on this hat, you see the hole would be huge. Like, the hole it's like walk-in touchdown at that point. But just because that little hesitation by Juice of not really like seeing him and seeing this player right here gets the play as a result. No fault to like Juszczyk or anything, but this was more to the point that we were just talking about like literally a second ago, how in these games in the past there have been so many of these that are just one block away. Look at these guys on the backside, though. Look at these guys on the backside. Look at the backside boys. Look at them. I didn't even notice this. I didn't even notice that. I was watching front side too much. I actually gonna have to log this in real time, because we just got a double pancake here. So what is this? 23-14. 23-14. 23-14. Trent, Lakin, double pancake. Again, backside. Watch the double pancake. Art. Look at Lakin take Anthony Barr and look, he's getting held. So this is a game within the game. 96 knows exactly what's going on here. This guy knows that they're doing a peel concept. He understands that 96 is going to be taken over by Trent, so he wants to make sure and help his buddy here by wrapping his arm completely around Lakin's neck. That, no, Lakin, you're not going to get out. But look at Lakin fight through it, get his big paws on Anthony Barr, and look at Trent push everyone down. This is this is a Trent. This is actually Trent pancaking three people at once, including one of his own guys. This is actually a 3-in-1 special. Again, shout out to Lakin for engaging with Barr, but this is a Trent Williams 3-for-1 special. It's absolutely beautiful. Like, this is art, guys. This is art. The 3-for-1 special. You get Lakin. Again, shout out Lakin for being able to fight through this contact. Again, 96 knows exactly what Lakin's trying to do. Lakin says, nope, I'm going to get Barr anyways. Gets Barr, but it's the teamwork. It's the tandem of these two freaking beasts. And Trent's like, I'll clean it up. Man, I love this stuff. I love this stuff. Absolutely love it. Exactly. Trent's like, oh, I'll just come over here and I'll just take care of business. Don't worry about me. Lakin, you do all the hard work right here. Get these basically Lakin's blocking two people. Lakin's blocking two people right here. He's blocking two people, and Trent Williams says, I got you. I love it. It's good stuff, man. It's fun. All right. Where are we at? We are sorry. What are you guys talking about in the chat? You guys have an RG3 debate in the chat? Yeah, let's watch a funny one. Let's watch Juice try to jump over 6 players. It's pretty funny from this angle too, because he really wasn't that close. Where's Kyle? Is it this play? No. 32-30. So this is the play where Kyle Juszczyk tries to jump over half the Vikings defense. It's pretty fun to watch because I love the effort. I love the effort. I love the effort to believe you can do it. Hell, try it. Why not? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 defenders jumping from the 5. Air use check. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Let's get the end zone angle. Look at Kyle, man. Juice versus the world. Gotta love it. Great effort, though. Absolutely great effort. Like, I mean, they're ready for it. Shout out Vikings D, but he said, I'm going. I don't care. Definition of send it. Definition of send it. Good stuff. All right. Oh, I want to watch some Patrick Peterson embarrassment. Let's see. 12:56. Where's Patrick P? Patrick P, where you at, my guy? Good old former Arizona Cardinals. Here it is. So we're going to be watching, of course, big old Trent Williams, and we're going to be watching Pat Peterson. We're going to watch and see what occurs at the end of this. Oh, look at Pat P, man. He's so upset. Look at this guy. He's so angry. Look, he even stomps and charges at the ref. Why are they throwing the flag? Look at this guy. You mad, bruh? You mad? What are you mad about? Let's watch the play again. Here we go. Here's Trent. Like, what are you mad about? Like, you got Trent Williams. You got Trent Williams. What are you pissed about? Look at him. He's like throwing a temper tantrum like mid pancake. He's like mid pancake, like, oh, throw the flag. And then he gets up all hyped. Like, what are we doing here, Pat P? Man. Former great, kind of a shell of himself. But I think it's hilarious that he got super pissed. Look at how pissed he got for getting pancaked by Trent Williams. Look how pissed he is. Like, bro, you just got demolished. Like, that's all that happened. Like, you just got straight up owned. What are you mad about? What are you mad about, my guy? You mad about getting destroyed? They're not going to throw a flag for you getting pancaked. I understand you wanting to get a flag for getting pancaked, but that's just a very big man who's going to destroy you. So it is what it is. Oh, I think one thing that I did want to talk about. Uh, we're just gonna bounce all over the place. We're freestyling now. We're just gonna go. Um, let's do Juwan Jennings. I want to do. So this was a really good throw. It was a really good altogether, in my opinion. I really liked everything about it. I think this is it. So this is the Juwan Jennings catch that he had on the first drive. Um, it's a really good play. Um, because what we're continuing to see from opposing defenses are looks that are a lot like this. Again, you have single high, you have them essentially crowding the box, you have two linebackers in the A gaps. Like, this is empty. This is an empty formation. You have Harrison Smith, just like, look at all these guys. Like, tell me a defense doesn't respect you without telling me a defense doesn't respect you. Like, this is how I view this. Like, if I'm Jimmy Garoppolo and I'm a quarterback, I'm like, that's exactly what this is. Tell me you don't respect my ability to throw without telling me you don't respect my ability to throw. Because again, they are dead set on stopping everything over the middle. Again, we talked about the crossers that we see all the time, the deep crossers from these concepts. These linebackers, their main goal is to take away everything over the middle. They are saying, hey, Jimmy, we dare you to throw to someone else other than anyone over the middle. Do you see this? You see how both these guys are clamped? That's by design. That is by design. They did this all game. And what I love about it is the ability to come off these two plays, or at least understand that that's what they're going to do to you, and that you have single coverage basically right here. And Jimmy does the rest. This is a great ball. It really is. It's a great ball. And we talked about earlier in the breakdown how typically with what side he goes to and is choosing to throw to, he looks the opposite direction to start the play. So watch his eyes at the beginning of the play. Where do they go? You see that? They start to the left. See that? He's actually looking to the left. That eye movement is because of this guy. You see his feet. That's what he's doing. He's trying to control the safety with his eyes. He's trying to do this. And you see, like we talked about, the thing that I've picked up, the tell on Jimmy is that you can identify what side he's going to throw to a lot of the time based on where he looks first. So as a result, he looks to the left to hold the safety, immediately comes back to the right and finds Juwan Jennings, because I think originally he's kind of coming back to Sherfield potentially, but he moves off of it. That's a great pass, man. I get it. It was amidst a lot of ugly passes, but I like this pass. And Juwan Jennings' ability to go up and snag that thing without really paying attention to the guy coming in to come smack him up, I really liked it. Coach says, when you're getting dominated and choose to turn your back, that ain't holding. That's getting hard. Deal with it. Minneapolis was crying all game. It's clear. Oh yeah, you guys want to see? You want to see the crying? Speaking of crying, Coach, let's watch the play that they were talking about in the press conference, because I laughed. I laughed out loud watching the play, because our guys got away with a little something, something, and I thought it was hilarious. I really did. Let's see, where is that? So we got a Debo touchdown. We got the Debo touchdown at 6:48. So Debo touchdown coming up. This is the play. that they were upset about on the holding, and we'll break down why. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching it after the fact. Here it is in real time. You just got you got stuff happening all over the place. You got Brandon Ayuk coming off the backside, tossing Pat P to the ground and like wrestling with them. Absolutely love it. On the front side of the run, you got Tom Compton basically getting a reach block. He takes care of these two guys. Look at him create a wall right here. Shout out Tom Compton. The hold and the whole Kittle comment and the Kittle remark. Yeah, exactly, Debbie. Exactly. Kittle said just play better. This is what they're talking about. Look at Kittle. Look at Kittle and Kendricks right here. Look at that. Look at this. Look at this. There they are. They're big mad. Look at how big mad they are. They are big mad. And you want to know why? Because if you look at this particular ref's eyes and kind of where he's looking at, I get the sense that he's looking kind of like in this direction and not necessarily like over here to see what Kittle's doing. So they missed it. They missed the Kittle hold. But I love the response. I love the reaction. Again, you're going to see the hold right here. So you have the original kind of hold right here. You see how he turns Kendrick's body because he's holding his shoulder pads. But then on top of that, Kendrick it was a good move by Kendrick to spin out, but Kittle doesn't let go. Kittle doesn't let go. And it's the difference in a touchdown. You also get a little lightweight hold here from Kyle Juszczyk. You see the hand. You see him grab the inside of the shoulder pad. You see Barr try to turn and run, and he can't. And he's got a chop at the hand. You see the chop to get off of it. So, and then you get the reaction from these two goons over here. He threw the helmet. Look at the headset to the ground. Boink. He's pissed. He was pissed. Hey, I'd be pissed too, but whatever. That's football. We get bad calls on us all the time. I'm not gonna stand up for the refs. They got us with two terrible hold calls. Love this effort by Wilson, to get this guy's body on him. It's almost like using the Minneapolis defenders to block this other guy. So it was a lot of fun, man. I got a lot of enjoyment watching this back because it is a hold. That's a hold from Kittle. That's a hold from Juice, in my opinion. And the reaction to them, they were hot. They were absolutely hot. I loved it. Guerrero, hopefully when we play against the Sea Chickens, refs won't get involved. Go Niners. Love your platform. Have a great day, fam. Well, thank you so much, my guy. I appreciate that. I really do. And thank you for the super chat. That's awesome. I appreciate the compliment on the stuff we do here. We really appreciate that. We really, really do. And I agree with this. There's holding on every single play. Every single play that occurs. Where'd I get this hat? I got you. Where'd I get the hat? This is Residency. Go to residency.com. Use promo code. Can't really see it, but there's a ton of hats behind me. All Residency hats. They make fire gear. Cop yours. Use promo code the SF Niners. All caps, by the way. Coach says refs reward the aggressor. Crying don't get calls. No, they don't. This is a man's sport. You got to deal with it. Oh, look at Lakin crunching bodies. Look at my boy. Look at that. Crunch him. Boink. Ooh. Good crunch, Lake. Look at that pancake, man. That hurt. That hurt 92. 92 felt that. Lakin's entire weight came on this guy. Great job. Love it. Absolutely love it. Took out Brunskill, unfortunately. Got the foot. Sniped him. Snipe! Ooh! Elijah got rocked. Think this would have been, again, this would have been another great opportunity for Elijah to, just follow your lead blocker. Follow your lead blocker. I know you want to cut it back, but look what's waiting for you on the cutback. And he pays for it as a result. Sometimes you just gotta follow. Like, again, he might have been able to squeak out right through this hole. Who knows? But in all fairness to Elijah, Elijah's balling. Elijah is balling. Ooh, he's spitting that hot fire. Facts. Even if the refs made missed calls, the Vikings had 2 opportunities to beat us, and they choked. 100%. 100%. They absolutely did. So I'll say this. Their DNs, specifically Dunlap, is much better than what we saw from the Vikings. So although Compton had a good game, he did. It was backup versus backup. So Tom Compton's a backup. He was going up against backup defensive tackles, or defensive ends. So we're gonna see. Dunlap gave McGlinchey some fits, just a couple. So we're gonna see how Tom Compton does against Dunlap, but Dunlap is definitely better. I would say Poona Ford's better than anyone they have on the interior. So yeah, the Seattle Seahawks are going to give us a little bit more challenge in the trenches. I feel like I have to address this because people continuously come at Brunskill about the way he pass blocks, and I really want to try and quantify the technique that Brunskill is using so that we can kind of understand that he does this every time. Like this, the concept of what he is doing, he does this every time. Now, keep in mind, this is Anthony Barr. Anthony Barr is bigger than Brunskill. Like, look at this massive human being. He is bigger than Brunskill. So when you get that power on him, he's going to move you. He is going to move you. But what we see from Brunskill play in and play out, game in and game out, this is how he anchors. He's going to get moved, but he anchors always right at the quarterback. Right at the quarterback. This one, he got a little bit pushed back, a little one step further than he wanted to, but he anchors. This is a block. Like, it's not ideal. It's not the best, but we understand what Brunskill is. We understand who Brunskill is. Just like Jimmy Garoppolo does, just like Kyle Shanahan does, just like their online coach does. They understand this about him. They understand if we're going to get one-on-one power on Brunskill, we have to anticipate this technique from him. He drops back and he anchors. And more often than not, they're actually successful as a result. With this one, I would have loved to see Jimmy be able to find Juszczyk right here and be able to get the ball out because he's instantly open. I know I don't necessarily know where Jimmy's trying to go with the football. What just happened? Hold on. Squirrel. Hold on. Oh, the 49ers put wide receiver Devin Funches on the practice squad injured list. I don't even know what that means. What is a practice squad injured list? So the Devin Funches era may have ended before it's begun. I don't know. I don't know what that means. So 49ers have put wide receiver Devin Funches on the practice squad injured list, whatever that means. So I guess no Funches. No Funches. So we'll see what that means. I would imagine the 49ers are going to be bringing in running backs and wide receivers at this point. So we're going to see what happens about that. But I think, again, what the point I was trying to make is that this is just this is who he is, man. This is who Daniel Brunskill is, a guy who's getting paid $800,000 to be a starter in this league, unheard of. He's performing at a phenomenal level. We just have to understand that when it's one-on-one with power defensive tackles, that's what's going to occur. We're going to see that. And I'm going to show you an example again of what it looks like when it's done properly. So this is Brunskill. Let me show you guys again. Now this is the Juwan Jennings play. It's really nice. Look at Brunskill again. Look at Brunskill. Watch again how he blocks. Please just pay attention. Every time he's one-on-one, he is going to that's part of his technique. He gives up ground to be able to anchor. This is the anchor. Do you see this? Hips forward, chest up, and look, he rides him out. So this is Brunskill's technique. And people see this all the time, and they see it and they're like, "Oh, he sucks. Like, he's not good. He's not capable." Guys, this guy is an undersized offensive lineman having to move backwards and deal with guys who are bigger than him pushing him. He is going to lose ground. This is physics. So what he is doing, he understands his disadvantages. So that's why he gives ground. He gives ground to stop, because here's the example. See the ground given, see the anchor, and then he moves the dude out of the way. Jimmy's able to throw, complete the pass. This is Daniel Brunskill. So I need people, at least my followers, you guys, the Sourdough Squad, some of the smartest football fans out there. Let's add another tool to the tool belt and understand what we're watching. This isn't getting beat. This is not getting beat. On the sack, he got pushed a step too far. But he still stonewalled Anthony Barr at Jimmy Garoppolo's feet. Would have given Jimmy Garoppolo opportunity to find use check wide open on the underneath or other things like that. But this is Brunskill, man, and I'm okay with this. I really am. And honestly, it hasn't been a mixed bag. Brunskill's been in his bag since Aaron Donald. Since he played that game against Aaron Donald, we've had 3 consecutive weeks of Daniel Brunskill balling the hell out. He has been phenomenal. The only thing that you can really point to in this game that you're like, Brunskill, like, probably could have done a little bit better, is the play that we just broke down, and that was the Jimmy Garoppolo sack. And I put that equally on both of them. I would probably say the coach might feel the same way about that, because, again, if we watch both the techniques and back-to-back sequence, again, you're going to see the same thing. You're going to get a bull rush and one-on-one situation. What does he do? He kicks his legs back. This is part of his technique. This is what he does. Again, he's undersized, so he has look at Lakin over here like a tank, and look at Brunskill. Like, he's undersized, so he has to use a specific type of technique to be able to stop people. Now, to average people, it's like, oh no, like, he's getting completely owned, but he doesn't. Look, he anchors, again, one step too far. Yes, we can agree, but he still anchors. The fact that Barr cannot sack him right here. The fact that Brunskill is literally sitting in Jimmy's lap and Barr cannot sack him, that is a win for Brunskill. I want to be crystal clear with this. This is a win for Brunskill because the key to playing offensive line is not winning right away. There are many plays for offensive linemen where they get beat initially and they have to recover. This is a recovery. He's recovering against a bull rush. We, again, like this should be a key for Jimmy. For the amount of study and tape that these guys watch and knowing their players and practicing with them, this should be an internal key. If you come to the line of scrimmage and there is any chance that Daniel Brunskill is going to be in a one-on-one pass blocking situation with a defensive tackle, there is a good chance he is going to drop his depth so he can anchor. This is understood information. It's not like us as fans, like just like, oh, look, he's getting pushed back. This is his technique. They know this. They work around this. And so again, I want to see Jimmy be a little bit more confident in this situation. Now, I get it. It's pretty nerve-wracking. It's pretty nerve-wracking to have an offensive lineman in your lap. We'll give Jimmy all that. It is nerve-wracking to have an offensive lineman in your lap. Whoa. Just don't want that. Like this? Like, we get it. As an offensive lineman, if I was Daniel Brunskill in this situation, I'd be like, yeah, I got pushed a step too far back. I got pushed a step too far back. You know, maybe wasn't the best I could have done. But, you know, again, this is the book on Daniel Brunskill. This is every game, week in, week out. You understand what you're going to get. So at a certain point, you have to be on the other side of that to recognize that, again, pre-snap keys, all right? Brunskill is in a one-on-one situation. That means I potentially either have to get a little bit more depth or recognize that he is going to be anchoring right about where my feet are. So that's why I put this on both of them. I don't put this on Brunskill, and I don't put it solely on Jimmy. I put it on combination. I would say it's a half sack for both of them. It's Jimmy half sacked himself, and Brunskill gave up a little too much depth. But again, I call it a half sack because, you know, pre-snap keys, understanding that use check is open immediately. It's part of it. It's part of the business, part of playing quarterback, all that kind of stuff. So that's why I call it a half sack for both. Otherwise, it's pretty decent. Luke said, can we give a round of applause for Tom Compton being graded the third best offensive lineman last week? Support the starters. Just saying. Was he the best overall or just on our team? I saw that he was third overall on the offense, I believe. I think he was the second graded offensive lineman on our team. I actually saw that right before. Luke, we've been given the respect. I gave Tom Compton 3 game balls. I've never done that. I've never given one guy more than 1 game ball. We gave Tom Compton 3 game balls. It was pretty nice. Tom Compton had a good game. Let's see, what other fun ones are there? But like there's so many good plays. There's so like literally anything you want, you can find in this tape. Good play calling, good play design, good manipulation, good individual effort, good blocking, good reads, like good pass, like you got bad pass, like there's more good than bad. Let's focus on some good Jimmy. I want to focus on good Jimmy because Jimmy, hey, I put this out on Twitter, man. I'm like, one of the things that I'm most impressed about one of the things that I'm most impressed about with Jimmy Garoppolo was this coming out and being dog doo doo. Like, I don't know how else to put it. You're wide open. Like, like, what are we doing here, man? Like, what are we doing? Look at George Kittle. Like, look at George Kittle. Like, just watch George. He is open the entire time, and we're throwing to triple coverage and sailing it. So again, it was really bad. Like when we were watching this live, like it was like, oh my goodness, what are we in store for? Because again, he threw a pick on this drive as well. It wasn't the only poor pass. He salvaged it with, we talked about the great pass to Jawan right here. But I mean, it started out rough as could be for Jimmy Garoppolo, and it was all self-inflicted. It was this other self-inflicted situation. Again, you have Brandon Ayuk coming open, like there's no pressure in your face. It's a turn, it's a timing throw, it's turn and throw, like, and sails it. Like, or like, oh God, what is going on here? Like, he didn't look like he was like calm or confident. I thought it was going to be a long day. I thought based on this drive, like we were like, uh-oh, Jimmy might get benched this game. Like, oh, is this the Trey game already? Like, is Trey going to come in already? I believe this is the pick. You can see again these guys. It appears to be uh a cover two like shell of sorts. It appears to be. They were not doing this. So they were running single high, like their life depended on it, because this is what Harrison Smith would do. He's manning the middle of the field and doing this. Like they know the book. They got the book on Jimmy. So this is what they took advantage. And so the point of what I'm trying to say is like it looked awful to start. It looked really bad. Like it looked like oh no. It's going to be one of those games where we are just like crying and like trying to console each other because we just gave it away. That's what it felt like. But Jimmy said, "You know what? Screw that noise. Screw that noise. I'm going to come back. I'm going to carry the squad." Let me see if I can find one. Here's a Jimmy Dart. Here's a Jimmy Dart. Wake up, honey. Jimmy Dart. Ooh! Let's go. Jimmy Dart, wake up, honey. Do something click, man. Something clicked. Exactly. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. He didn't start good. He did not start good, but he finished good. Oh, he finished good. He finished phenomenally. Like, I think this is great. Like the ability, this is a deep cross, like to be able to this is one of like his signature throws that he can hit consistently. You know, the basically 10 to 15 inward breaking route in between zone coverage. Like this is his bread and butter. And you can see like when he's on, just dialing it in. It's absolutely beautiful. And there's so many more instances of plays and throws like this throughout the rest of the second half. He really was good. He figured it out. I like this specific play design to get Kittle the ball on a tight end screen. I really did like that play. I want to find some more uh, darts. He had a couple. He played pretty good. Let's see. 25. Is this it? So I think this one's just kind of like a standard zone beater. This one's going to Nyuk. But on the money, perfectly accurate, found the open wide receiver. And this is after the 49ers started taking shots and they went back into the too high look. And then they started taking advantage of all the underneath stuff again. So Jimmy really settled in. He really did. And like this pass right here, I thought might have been one of his better passes of his career. It was 31-47. So this pass to Juwan Jennings, the almost touchdown, I thought it was a great pass. I think it's right here. So this was the one that Juwan Jennings almost brought it down. Like, look at that ball. Who is this guy? Who is this guy? Who is this guy throwing these darts? Like, that's a great ball, in my opinion. Again, understanding the coverage, understanding that you got Juwan, stack this receiver. He's in, that's the position you want. But look, my favorite thing, he's not even out of his route yet. Not even officially open. Not even officially open. Trust the receiver and just, I mean, I like that pass. It was 3 inches from being a touchdown. If he got his knee in, just like half of his knee in, this is a touchdown. And again, the back shoulder, like, I love everything about this. I think this is a great pass. So Jimmy really settled in. He really settled in, and that's what I love most about it. That's what I love most about it. He started off terrible. He started off so bad. Arguably one of the worst starts we've seen from Jimmy Garoppolo. And to come back and bounce back, make some throws like that to Juwan Jennings, almost touchdown. You had that really big play to Sherfield. I think this was a 3rd down situation. Let's take a look. It's 3rd and 4, 8 minutes left, 1-score game. They needed this. This was a huge play in the game. Again, what is our tell for Jimmy? If he goes left, he's probably going right. So again, eyes go left, he comes back right, finds Trent Sherfield. Like, Trent, look at the coverage, man. Look at there's Pat. Is that Pat P? I don't know who that is, but there's his hand. Do you see that orange? That's this guy's hand. That's like, you can't be pretty much any more covered than this. And again, you know, pockets kind of collapsing on him. He knows he's got to throw it. He's running out of time. He's got to throw it and just puts it on him. Puts it on him. It really. So, again, we understand we're going to get good Jimmy. We're going to get bad Jimmy. But that's okay. That is okay as long as Jimmy rebounds from bad Jimmy. It's when we get good Jimmy and then we get bad Jimmy and then bad Jimmy becomes worse Jimmy. That's when we're like, oh no. But this Jimmy against the Vikings, I'll take that all day. I could, like, again, we don't want picks, we don't want that. We don't want turnovers. But again, the ability to cause self-inflicted adversity to your team because you're not playing well, and then to be able to fight through that and come back and be a big reason why your team wins, we like that. We can deal with that all day, 100%. So, like Luke says, one bad quarter, if he overcomes and can get the touchdown, I think that's what it says. So I did want to highlight that. I did want to highlight Jimmy. He started out terrible, but he rebounded, and I think that's one of the things that you love to see. Again, look at this dart. Like I'll take this Jim all day. Like all day. Give it. Come on, Jim. Let's go. Like if Jim gives us this type of effort and this type of accuracy and this stuff, I'm about it. So we can work with that. We can absolutely work with that. So this one I thought was interesting. I think which one is it? 27. All right, we're gonna get this wrapped up here soon. Though I've been on forever. This deep shot, I like that he took a shot. So I like that he took a shot. However, Debo's not open, and I don't feel like I don't know. Like I like the fact that he threw it. I understand the thought process. So let me back up. I like that he trusted Debo to win here. That's what I like. I like that he trusted Debo to win, so he threw with anticipation as a result. So look at where the windup starts here. Look at where Debo is. Hasn't stacked the receiver yet. Hasn't officially beat the cornerback. So he takes a shot. It looked like a bad pass, but again, Debo didn't beat his guy. 21, great coverage. Like great coverage. Absolutely great coverage. The way he plays, the way he gets his head turned, plays in that hip pocket, beautiful coverage. Debo has to turn into the DB at that point. But again, what I like about it, we don't see this from Jimmy too often. We don't see him throw anticipatory throws down the field. And that would have been accurate if Debo won. If Debo won his route, if Debo stacks the cornerback, is able to basically transport about a foot forward, and we call stack, it's basically getting your upfield shoulder stacked in front of the DB because the DB can't run through you, so you just get them stuck in your back pocket. That's what you want, and that's what Jimmy was anticipating. He threw it, and is actually a pretty damn accurate ball. Again, if Debo wins, Debo didn't win. Better coverage by the DB. I like that he threw it. I like that he trusted his wide receivers. This is growth. To me, this is growth in Jimmy. So I'm excited about it. I say we end it. We got to end it on a good play. Let's end it on Jennings touchdown. We're going to end it on the Jennings touchdown. We'll get out of here. I'm almost on 2 hours. What the hell, man? Let's end it on the Jennings touchdown. 20. All right. So this is a Jennings touchdown. Again, Jimmy Dart. On the move? Who is this guy? Who the hell? Is this Trey? Is that Trey wearing Jimmy's jersey? Who is this guy? Who is this? Is he making throws on the move? Like on the run? Like what? Like a little sidearm slinger to who is this guy? Give me this Jimmy. I have no problems with this Jimmy. This Jimmy, we ride with this Jimmy all day. Like, beautiful route. Beautiful route. You got like a natural pick, right? Natural kind of rub. And it's not like a crazy natural rub, but it's enough. It's enough. You see, watch him turn his head. See that? That's what it is. He is looking for the natural rub or pick route. So that was enough to get him a little bit like in conflict with what he wanted to do. And it was enough for Juwan to just easy. And good on Jimmy for delivering. Absolutely good on Jimmy. Great throw. On the run. Dart. Ooh! Who is this guy? Who's this guy? Yo, if we get this Jimmy consistently, we're going places, man. If this is the kind of Jimmy performance that we get, Trey could sit all year for I care. I love Trey. Excited for Trey. Really want to see Trey play. I think he's good. I think he could win with this team and this roster. I think he could win with this scheme. But if Jimmy's going to play like this all day, I'll take this all day. On the run, kind of like a fading, like sidearm sling it. Dime. Look at the ball placement. Literally perfect. Literally perfect. You could not put it in a better place. So I love it. See, that's the thing, man. Jimmy's like bipolar, man. I'm at the point where I'm like, Jimmy's bipolar. Because sometimes he throws like a completely different person. And then, bad Jimmy. And then good Jimmy comes out and he starts doing this. You're like, where have you been all my life, Jim? So it's a good sign for the 49ers. Everyone blocking up front. I mean, I'm happy. We're going to end it damn near on 2 hours. But this was fun film. This was one of the better ones of the year. Better at like when I talk about execution across the entire team, at least offensively. I haven't done the defense yet. From an offensive standpoint, all phases on the offense in regards to play calling, play design, timing of plays, and then the execution, blocking up front, blocking by skill positions, the catching from skill positions. Here, look, another Jimmy. Here's another Jimmy. Here's another Jimmy. Who is this guy? Who's this guy? This guy normally takes a sack. Who is this guy? Look, he's getting dragged down. Look at one arm. Accurate. Who is this guy? Can we get this guy to play like this every play? Because if I get it. If he does this, yeah, we're in great shape. So again, it's limiting mistakes. And if you make a mistake, which he will, how do you respond? Jimmy responded fantastically. Fantastically. So I'm about it. I like that. So hopefully with Seattle coming up, we know Seattle is a dumpster fire. They're like 49ers right now. They would be the 49ers. Yes, sir. Shout out you, Sean, for naming it Trench Tuesday. Essentially, Seattle's like us if we didn't figure this out. Like if we didn't win these last 3 games, we would be like Seattle right now. Seattle's a dumpster fire. So we have to not fall into that trap. We have to treat them just like they're the perennial playoff team that's taken advantage of us for the better part of a decade. And if they continue to play like this, I feel pretty excited about it. Because this offense that I see, I think you could put I'm gonna be honest, man. Even with Tom Compton in, maybe Debo out, I still feel pretty confident now. Like now, before this beginning of the year, no, not confident. Now, confident. So again, we've started to see it kind of 3 weeks in a row, and we're gonna have to see how that consistency and that trend continues. So far, it's been getting better and better each week, so that's great. However, we have to see it continue to stack. We got to keep stacking. Can't take Seattle light, man. We know Russ. Russ will decide to cook against us. He'll just decide because we're the 49ers. Just look at the beginning of the year. We should have beat them week 4. We didn't do it. So a lot's going to be riding on next week. Obviously a big game for the 49ers and everything that they're trying to accomplish, playoff hopes, aspirations, dreams, all of it. Block. So there's a lot at stake, but I feel confident, not cocky. I feel confident that the 49ers can get this dub, but we know it's a division game. Division games, we got beat by Colt McCoy, right? So, any given Sunday, especially in our division. But I will say I am pleased with the performance by the offense, the execution, the play calling, everything. The way Jimmy responded, the way they keep battling and fighting. So as long as we don't fall into the AZ trap again and continue to build on this game, the 49ers could be in great shape. But we'll see. Huge game this week. Like I said, everything I saw on the offensive side from all those different aspects are very encouraging. And I'm really, really happy about it. I hope they quit on Pete, Luke. I hope they do. I think they are. I think this is we might be the nail in the coffin. If you think about it, we could be the nail in the coffin if the 49ers go up to Seattle, demolish. We already got bumped from Sunday Night Football. So we go up there, we beat them. Oh, that could be it. They're already in a very fragile place. So if the 49ers go up there and they whoop on them at home in front of their home fans, that's probably the end of an era. And we could be a big part in that. So hopefully that's what it comes up to. Because I'm tired of Russ, man. I'm so sick of playing against him. I hope to never see him in my division again. So I hope this is it. I hope that they move on from Russ and then spiral into years of dysfunction as a result. Because all my homies hate the Seattle Seahawks. So we got to go up there. We got to get that dub, and we gotta have some fun with it. But I am creeping up on 2 hours, and I got to get off here. So again, as always, I appreciate all you guys who stuck around. We got some numbers today. We got some numbers in the film room. That was fun. It's always cool when we got a lot of people in here and just vibing in the chat. Sourdough Squad always carrying the chat. So we appreciate you guys. It's a lot of fun today. Again, great tape, great energy in the chat. It's been a good one. 2 hours. Probably could go for another hour, but I need to take a break. So thank you guys as always. If you're new here, just hit that subscribe button. You know you want to. But hopefully we will see you guys tomorrow. What is tomorrow? Wednesday. Spicy Aponte will be joining tomorrow. So very excited to get Spicy Aponte on, probably around our typical time of 1:30 Pacific Standard Time. So if you want to come on and talk state of the 49ers franchise, I don't think it's a coincidence that we started the state of the franchise episodes. I think it was after the Colts game. We've only lost one game since we've started that, so we might be on to something. I think it might be our good luck charm. We'll see. But we'll see you guys tomorrow. Appreciate everyone always kicking around and vibing with us. Always a lot of fun. You guys have a